And where he also needs to be pressured is student loan debt. So he announced yesterday or this morning that he's basically canceling over 300,000 people's student debt, federal debt, for disabled individuals, which totally proves that he can do it for anybody because he's been hiding behind the legal authority. Do I have the legal authority to cancel debt? I have the legal authority in a pandemic to pause payments and pause interest, but for some reason I need to consult for months and months and months about the legal authority about canceling student debt. And the fact that he's done it for a specific subset of people, like what law is he pouring over that allows him to do it for 300,000 disabled people? It's over, I think it's around $5.8 billion in debt. That's great. That precludes him from doing it en masse for the rest of people.
That's the game. See, this is why I still get anxiety and acid reflux over my vote for Joe Biden, because he's still on the opposite side of that equation playing that particular game, as my microphone falls. He's playing that specific game where he's trying to triangulate and figure out what's the bare minimum I can do to keep the people from rebelling, right? Let's give them the sensation that I am going to do something about student loans, but by making it such a myopic group that it really makes what it took for him to do that for that subgroup is the same amount of work that it would take for him to cancel it for everyone. And so he's consciously and actively making a decision to do only enough to keep the masses from rebelling. And so to that end, no, Joe Biden still has a lot more work to do. Thank you for getting us out of Afghanistan, but we still have our eye on you, Joe.
I have an optimistic take on this, and I'm generally as cynical as you are.
Oh, wow. Yes. What a twist.
Well, I agree typically that Biden basically doesn't want to do any of this stuff, whether it's a $15 minimum wage or whatever, because the national restaurant industry and lobbying groups like that are in his ear, and they want to have him get people. They want people to like submit more applications and be forced to work for them. So I think that's generally he wants to keep people working. And debt is a good way to do that. But I've heard a theory that this might be a testing the water type of thing to see what kind of splash this gets off, and then he actually does something more substantial. Now, that's really optimistic, and Biden hasn't really done anything during his presidency that would suggest that that's a good bet to put your money on. But as somebody with a lot of student loan debt, I will take anything I can get.
I want to thank you for saying it like that, because here's one thing that I noticed that is happening with the pullout from Afghanistan. Joe Biden is demonstrating that he has the strength to take the pressure, right? So to that end, could I see your theory working where he's doing a weather balloon for student debt cancellation? Okay, let's stand back and watch. But I know what is helpful is that since Joe Biden has demonstrated that he can handle the pressure, let's crank the pressure all the way up so that he can respond in kind. I think he's a reactionary president in the best way possible, which is if we pressure him to do the right thing, maybe he'll do it.
Yeah, I think there's no use in crediting him, because this is like, what he said about we're going to stop offensive actions in Yemen. That amounts to a press release. He's basically a press release president at this point. And he loves that credit of like, oh, look at this FDR 2.0 coming through. And so I do think like credit is not the right posture, but also that we might be able to get something if you expand it enough is, I think, a better one.
Yeah, I think so too. Pressure the hell out of them.
Folks, there's more of what you've just saw where that came from. That's if you hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you. Really, thank you.